सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। स्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवतौ पुनः पुनः। यथोक्त विशेषणस्य जगतः यथोक्त विशेषणम् ईश्वरं मुक्त्वा अन्यतः प्रधानादचेतनादणुभ्यः अभावात् संसारिणो वा उत्पत्त्यादि संभावयितुं शक्यम्. So, na shakyam, that first nakara must be connected to shakyam. Na shakyam, it's not possible. What is not possible? Well, yathoka visheshanasya utpatyadi sambhavayatum na shakyam. Utpatyadi means utpatti, sthiti, bhanga. Creation, sustenance and resolution. Utpatyadi, neutral gender, utpatyadi. Like vari. उत्पत्त्यादि को है ना, आदि आदिनी आदिनी आदि आदिनी आदिनी कर्म में भी सेकंड केस में भी आदि आदि को संभावयुतुम, टू इमेजिन, टू postulate, think of the possibility. Na shakyam, it's not possible. It's not possible to think that utpatyadi are possible. This creation is possible. Then go reverse way. Sansarinaha. Sansari say. It's not possible even to imagine that a universe like this can be the universe of the above description, can take place from the jiva, an individual who lives in the creation. We can't think a human being can create a universe like this. Neither a human jiva can create a universe like this, nor even a devata jiva, like Indra, Varuna, Ityadi, mighty jivas. No jiva. Sansari includes a very jiva. Sansarinaha sambhavayatum na shakyam utpatyadi srishti sthiti laya of the, well, the above, of the universe of the above description, which is right in the beginning of the sentence. Okay, sansarinaha, sansari se, shashti, पंचमी एकवचन, संसारी से, संसारी के द्वारा नहीं हो सकता है. अभावात, nor is it possible for us to imagine that a universe of this description can take place from non-existence. Abhavat. Similarly, anubhyaha, nor is it possible to imagine that a universe of the above description can take place from the atoms. Vaiseshikavada. Anubhyaha. Dvose. Nor is it possible to think of the creation of this universe of the above description from pradhanad acetanat, from the inert pradhana. Acetanat pradhanat. From the inert pradhana it's not possible. that a universe like this can take place. And there is evident logic also. An individual himself is created, therefore the created can't be the source of the creation. Atoms can't be the creation because atom is a part of the creation. We have to find out the source. Atom is within the Srishti. Atom are created. We are asking what is the source of the atoms? You can't say atoms are the source of the universe. Atoms are a part. Atoms are the universe. You can call this universe as atoms. That is okay. But the source of these atoms. And therefore this is a... Atoms cannot be the source of the universe. Non-existence, abhava, cannot be the source of the universe because that's not within our experience that something can come out of nothing. You can't conclude that. Similarly, the Pradhanad Achetana, Sankhya school, Pradhanad Achetana, Sankhya school. So they imagine subtle inert matter. Once you say subtle inert matter, then it would be a part of creation. Now we are asking a question about the source of the creation. Therefore, subtle inert matter, which is a part of the universe, cannot be the source of the universe. Atoms, which are universe, cannot be source of the universe. Non-existence can't be the source of the universe. An individual cannot be the source of the universe because as an individual is himself created. So, anyataha. Now, what is it that cannot take place? Yathokta visheshanasya jagataha. This we have to bring in before. Yathokta visheshanasya jagataha. Of the universe of the above description. Yathokta visheshanasya jagataha shashti. I see prapanchika. Yathoktasya yathokta visheshanasya. Yathokta means above said. Yathavukta. Ukta means said. Yathavukta means as described. Visheshana means the quality. Yathokta visheshanaha means that which is of the above description. Yathokta visheshanasya means aisati. Of something that is of above description. And what is it? Jagata. The Jagat. Yathokta visheshanam ishwaram muktva. Yathokta visheshanam ishwaram muktva. Muktva means without. Yathokta visheshanam ishwaram. Without the Ishvara of the above description. The universe of the above description cannot take place without the Parameshvara of the above description. Yathokta visheshanam ishwaram muktva. Muktva means vina. So, muktva, yathokta visheshanam ishwaram muktva, yathokta visheshanasya jagataha, anyataha from something else, like what? Anyataha pradhanad acetanat, anubhyaha, abhavat, and sansarinaha. In this manner, from these things, well, utpatyadina sambhavetum shakyam. It's not possible to think of the creation of the universe of the above description except from Ishvara of the above description. What is above description? Sarvajnat, Sarvashaktehe, the one who is all-knower and almighty, the one who is Sarvajna. So, this universe cannot take place except from the Sarvajna Ishvaraha, Sarvajnat Ishvarat, Sarvajnat, Sarvashaktehe Ishvarat. Alone it can take place. Not Yathokta Visheshanam Ishvaram Muktva, Anyataha na sambhavitum api na shakyam. It's not possible even to imagine. Okay, this is the sentence. And now I think you have grasped this sentence. The statement is, this universe cannot take place. from an individual, from matter. You can't say matter evolved and all that. So once we say matter, whether it evolves or devolves, that's immaterial. We are asking the question as to what is the source of matter. Source of matter. And within this physical universe is the law of causation. And the universe which has in it the law of causation, etc., no accidentality, the universe of this quality cannot just accidentally take place from nothing. It can't take place from an individual, atoms, inert, pradhanam. It has to take place from Sarvajna or Sarvashakti. Okay. Nacha swabhavataha. Now, this is another school. Pradhana Achetanaadi Sankhya school. Anubhyaha Vaiseshika school. Abhavatu Shunyavadi. Sansarinaha. Able to follow? Pradhana Achetanaadi is what? Sankhya school. Dismissal. Anubhyaha Vaiseshika school. Abhavatu Shunyavadi. Then Sansarinaha. This among the Buddhists, Vijnanavadis, or even we can say Charvakas, etc. Man creates man. That kind of thing, Two individuals come together, resulting in the third individual. That way they talk. Sansari. Then comes the next school, Swabhavataha. Nacha swabhavataha, nor can it take place from swabhava. Swabhava means accidentality. It is the nature of the universe just to be created. You can't say. Can it be that swabhava means what? Having no cause, that is called swabhava. Having no reason, having no cause, that is otherwise called accidentality. As an accident, it takes place. But we don't have an experience in which something takes place without a cause, without a reason. Without a cause. It may be parinama karanam, or it may be parinami karanam, or it may be maya karanam. Some karanam has to be there. Milk can become curd, explicable. Rope is mistaken. Rope is seen as snake because rope is not seen as seal. Rope is not seen as rope. So it's explicable. It's not inexplicable. I see the snake because there is a rope and I don't see the rope as rope, therefore I see it as snake. Maya karikaranavada. But it's not swabhava. Without a reason. I am not seeing the snake without a reason. I am not seeing the snake without a reason. Therefore it is adhyasa, not swabhava. Swabhava means what? Things taking place without cause, without explanation. Without any explanation, without any cause, without any reason. That is called swabhava. Ahetukam, nirnimittam is all synonyms of swabhava. Nirnimittata. Without any reason. Accidental. In English we have a word for it. Accidental. It's an accident and that needs to be explained again. Accident. Chance. Just by chance. So we don't have really, when you don't understand the reason, you call it a chance really. By chance. But actually there is a reason. That reason I may not understand. That cause may be buried somewhere in the past. But there is a cause, there is a reason. There is a reason. That reason may be anything. It may be parinama, it may be action, it may be change, or it may be ignorance. Something has to be there. Therefore, nacha swabhavataha, we are dismissing the swabhavavada. Swabhavavada. Swabhava, also many people say, so apna nature is its nature. Can't say if man is unhappy, you can't say Swabhava. If it is Swabhava, then you can't remove it. If it is the nature of man to be unhappy, meaning without any reason if he becomes unhappy, then you can't handle it. Without reason, if a man falls sick, then you can't treat him. If a man can become angry without reason, then you can't treat him. But they're all treatable because there are reasons. Reasons can be removed. Therefore, here it is said, nacha svabhavataha. Why? Visishta desha kala nimittanam iha upadanat. Visishta desha kala nimittanam means here all this, the entire thing is, every given thing happens at a given time, at a given place, for a given reason. This whole thing means causation, karya karana bhava. This causation in English, we put it in Sanskrit this way, Visishta desha kala nimittanam. In chizon ka, iha in this creation, upadanat, grahanat, they are perceived here. They are available. Causation is perceived in the universe. Now the universe, if there is causation in the universe, then definitely the universe also must have a cause behind. The universe also must have a cause behind. What kind of cause, that is a different matter. It may be unchanging cause. It may be maya karanam, but some karanam has to be there. That also comes under a kind of a causation, but without transformation. When the milk becomes curd, it is causation, and if I see the water as whey, that is also causation, but with a difference. There is a difference. The difference is here it is maya karya karanavada, mayika karya karanavada. There is only some reality is seen differently. Something being seen differently is also a karya karanavada, means it's a mayika karya karanavada, and something becomes something else, then that is a proper karya karanavada. It is a parinami karya karanavada. But something has to be there. To become something else, something has to be there. And to be seen differently also, something has to be there. But to say there is nothing, so Shunyam can't become curd, Shunyam also can't be seen as the snake. There has to be a source. And therefore, this universe really abounds in the causation, and therefore the universe which has causation in it cannot come into existence without any cause behind, without a source behind. And therefore Swabhava. Now see how he dismisses Swabhava. It cannot be born as an accident, because this universe cannot be born as an accident, because we don't see any accidents in the universe. The universe as a whole cannot be an accident, because in the universe we don't see any accidents. Even the so-called accidents also are only incidents having causes. Okay. Up to this, if it is clear, it is clearing a particular topic, or creating a base for the following Mimamsa. You are prepared. So far, Bhashyakara has prepared the ground for coming Mimamsa. Purvapaksha asks a question. Hey, that means you are making an inference. What is the inference? A universe of this description should not come from Pradhanam, cannot come from pradhanam, cannot come from atoms, cannot come from shunyam, cannot come from an individual, cannot come as an accident. It must have come from something called Ishvara, who is Almighty. What are you doing? You are making an inference. Must have come from Ishvara. Come from inference. Therefore, you as a Vedanti are establishing Parameshvara as the Jagat Karanam. True. True in Hanuman. Why? This can't come. Yathokta Visheshanam Jagat, Yathokta Visheshanasya Jagataha, Yathokta Visheshanam Ishwaram Muktva, well Utpatyadi, Na Sambhavayatum Shakyam. The universe of this mighty description cannot take place unless there is some mighty Ishvara. What are you doing? You are only doing inference. What do the Sankhya's, what is the Pramanam? What is the Pramanam that the Sankhya school follows? Anumana. Sankhya school follows Anumana Pramana based on Pratyaksha. Aram se Sukha. Anumana Pramana means, how is Anumana Pramana? The universe, this inert universe could not have come from consciousness. This universe, this inert universe must have come from some inert matter. This inert universe must have come from inert matter. What is it? Because we see inert coming from the inert. So the universe, the inert, must have come from something called inert stuff. So the cause has to be subtler. The cause plus some additions is the effect. Therefore all these gross qualities are the qualities of the effect. Whereas in its causal form, the universe in its causal form is free from all these, all unmanifest. But definitely it is inert. So what is Sankhya doing? Inferring that the source of the universe must be inert. Are able to follow? ये जड़ जगत का कारण भी जड़ ही होना चाहिए. It's like saying, you see a small cow, गाय की बच्चा का कहाँ से आया होगा? गाय से आया होगा, बकरी से तो नहीं आता. ये अनुमान में. This is as simplistic as that. This inert universe must have come from the inert matter. So what is Sankhya school doing? Anumana. Anubhyaha. What does Vaisheshika school do? After all, the atoms only collect together and become the world. What are they doing? Anumana. Because it's all divisible. What is universe? Divisible. Air is divisible. So if it is divisible, then it is made of the smallest particles of air, which smallest particles are not further divisible. Therefore, the indivisible atoms of air, collect and become air. The indivisible, the most fundamental, the indivisible atoms of fire collect together and become fire. The indivisible atoms of water become water. The indivisible atoms of earth become earth. That means anything that is divisible is made of atoms which are not divisible. Because the divisibility has a kashta. Any divisibility has kashta, means it has thus far, no further, there is a boundary. That means if we go on dividing matter, go on dividing, then you come across atoms which are no longer divisible. That means, as per the Vaiseshikas, the universe is made of atoms which are themselves not divisible. In this manner, they conclude. What is it? What is it? Anumana. Infer karte. And abhava. Shunyavadis say, this all must have come from its own absence. What is the definition of a creation? Something is born from its own absence. Before it is born, it is not. Before it is born, if it is there, then it is not creation. To be created means not to be before its creation. Therefore, things are created from their own absence. This is also a kind of anumana. They may call it anumana, but we can call it imagination. A wrong anumana. But anyway, they call it anumana. Okay, sansari. So inference is that this universe is there because we are there. If we are not there, universe bhi nahi hai. And how did we come about? Each individual comes about as the result of two parents. If the parents did not come together, then this jiva would not have been there. Parents themselves are the result of, again, combination of two individuals. That means every individual is the result of another individual. So that way the whole universe is the result of an individual. Kind of an imagination. We respectfully call it anumana. Doesn't matter. We first call it anumana and later on prove it is wrong anumana. If we don't like imagination, doesn't matter. We will call it inference. ठीक है? Then swabhava. Swabhava means accident. So it must have taken place as an accident. Just a must have, kind of an inference, presumption. So these various schools they fall under either anumana, proper anumana, maybe wrong, maybe committing mistakes, but they're proper anumana based on pratyaksha, or some of the schools come under presumption. You presume, you assume. You assume. It's a kind of an assumption. Okay, hey Vedantis, what are you doing? What are you doing? Purvapakshi asked the question, what are you doing? The universe of the above description cannot come unless there is Sarvajnaha Sarvashaktiman. This is also what? Kind of anumana. I would say assumption. This is also an assumption. In what way is Vedanta different from Sankhya, Vaiseshika, etc.? What is the difference? That is said here. Etadeva anumanam. The same anumanam. Sansari vyatirikta Ishvara astitvadi sadhanam. Etadeva anumanam sansari vyatirikta Ishvara astitvadi sadhanam manyante Ishvara karinana. Some people think of Ishvara as the source of everything. He may be a Sankhya byproduct called Saishwaravadi, called Patanjalivadi, or he may be a Vedanti who is a Dvaiti. Those who follow Vedanta, those who study Vedanta, among those who study Vedanta, there are people who believe in Parameshwara as the source of the universe, and for them the pramana is Vedanta. They say Vedanta says, Shabda Pramanam says that this prapancha has a source, and that source is Ishvara. Even though they say that we are going by Vedanta, but in their thinking they are only inferring. The universe of this greatness cannot come unless some great being is there. It is an assumption. Now, Ishvara Karaninaha, those who accept Ishvara as the Karanam, and at the same time different from man, Sansari Vyatirikta Ishvara Astitva Sadhanam. Sansari Vyatirikta Ishvara. There is Ishvara, but other than this Jiva, called Paroksha. There is Ishvara, but other than you. This school is followed by not only who are outside Vedanta, but even inside Vedanta. People who are Vaidikas, who study Vedanta and going by Vedanta, come to a conclusion that there is Ishvara who is other than Jiva, and that Ishvara is Jagat Karanam. And they become what? Believers in God, but following Vedanta. This is one group. There is another group who are the followers of Sankhya school, who don't go by Vedanta Pramana. They don't go by Shabda Pramana. So Sankhya school has a wing called Saishwara Sankhya. Meaning they also infer that there must be an Ishvara who has to will the Pradhanam to become manifest, and who has to will the universe to become unmanifest. They are called Sa-Ishvara Sankhya. They are indeed Sankhya school. They are Sankhya followers, but who accept Ishvara. Okay? When it comes to Nirishwara Sankhya's are those who believe only in consciousness and matter. Consciousness is one reality, matter is another reality. Consciousness is not the source of matter, they are two separate realities. That makes them Dvaitis. Sankhyas are Dvaitis. Then when we argue with them, if there is consciousness and if there is matter, and you say matter is born of subtle matter, then who has to time, who has to will the manifestation, who has to will the non-manifestation? We just, we prod them. Then out of, helplessness, out of necessity, they assume Ishvara. There is Nitya Paroksha Ishvara who wills the manifestation of the matter and the non-manifestation of it. So that particular school, same another sect. So one is Nirishwara Sankhya school, the other is Saishwara Sankhya school. So they also believe in God, other than Jiva. Those who study Vedanta also come to a conclusion that there is God other than Jiva. Quote unquote, these various groups all come under Dvaitis, come under Ishvara Karaninaha, meaning Ishwar ko Karan manne wale. Pradhan ko Karan, they don't accept Pradhan as the Karanam or atoms as the Karanam or the Shunyam as the Karanam, but they all accept God as the Karanam. But these people who accept Ishvara as the Karanam, including the Vedantis, some of the Vedantis, after all, they are also following Anumana. They are also following Anumana or assumption or presumption. They are also doing Anumana. Sankhya school follows Anumana. Even Dvaitis who swear by Vedanta, when they say God is different, you are different, the creator, the source of the universe is not, they also say the source of the universe is not Pradhanam, the source of the universe is not atoms, the source of the universe is not Shunyam, is not Sansari, is not accidentality, the source of the universe is Ishvara, and that Ishvara is Sarvajnaha, he is Sarvashaktiman, Sarvavyapi, and that is different from you. In this manner, those who, have a theory, those who swear by Vedanta, follow Vedanta, and then arrive at this conclusion, they also arrive at that conclusion through what? Only through Anuman. Only through Anuman. They assume it. Now, why do you criticize the other schools when you are yourself following it? Now the Siddhanti may say, okay, among those people who study Vedanta, some of them may accept Ishvara as the Paroksham, some of them may use the Anumana and Arthapatti, inference and presumption and assumption and belief, these various things they may follow to arrive at Ishvara, to conclude that there is Ishvara as the Jagat Karanam. But we Advaitis, we don't follow inference. Anumana is not our pramanam. You can't say that. Purvapakshi says, you can't say that. You are also in fact only going by inference. Iti, Purvapakshi says, now please see. Nanu ihapi. Api here also, he says, all of them follow Anumana. Okay. Sankhya follows Anumana, Vaiseshika follows Anumana, Swabhavavada follows Anumana, let us give them the credence Anumana, even if it is a belief, I call it Anumana, some kind of inference you make. The Purvapakshi asks a question, my dear, what about you? Nanu lekin yihapi, here also. Here also means in Brahma Sutras, in Mimamsa. Tadeva upanyastam. Anumana alone is used here. Tadev upanyastam Janmadi Sutre, in Janmadi Sutre. Janmadhyasya yataha, when you say the source of the universe is indeed Brahma, from which the universe has come, on which the universe is sustained, unto which the universe goes back, is Brahma. When you say, this is also Anumana, you are inferring. Because you yourself said, Yathokta Visheshanasya Jagataha, Yathokta Visheshanam Ishwaram Muktva, Anyataha. You see, Acetanat Pradhanat Anubhyaha and Shunyat Abhavat Sansarinaha. Well, Sambhavayatum Nashakyam, this is what you said. This universe can't take place except from that kind of Ishvara. You said. This is a kind of inference. So even Brahma Sutras are written, Brahma Sutras, this entire thing is only Anumana. If Brahma Sutras are Anumana, then everything is Anumana and every Anumana can be dismissed by every other Anumana. And Anumana has no Nishtha. You can't say this Anumana alone is final, not the other one. And if you say Anumana is a wrong Pramanam, Anumana is a wrong Pramanam because we want to know the source of the Pratyaksha. We want to know the source of the perceived universe. In order to know the source of the perceived universe, you can't go by inference based on perception. In fact, Anumana is not applicable. We'll go into sentence Aram say. Now first understand this point. Anumana doesn't apply to the universe because Angas of Anumana are you must have Vyapti Jnanam for any inference. Vyapti Jnanam means I must know the invariable connection between smoke and fire. I must know the invariable connection between smoke and fire. So that wherever I see the smoke, I can infer the fire. I must know the invariable connection between pot and pot maker. Even if the pot maker is not there, but I know that pot cannot come from, that is my experience, there is an invariable connection between pot and pot maker. Therefore, whenever I see the pot, I can infer there is a maker behind. I don't see him, but I infer it. Valid inference, please. It's a valid inference. It is valid inference. I see an invariable connection between a child and a mother. So whenever I see a child, I can infer there is a mother. I know there is a mother. This is a valid inference. So when there is an effect, I know there is a cause. Valid inference. So that invariable connection is what we call Vyapti. And that is the soul of Anumana. That is the life of Anumana. Vyapti Jnanam. And supposing we have this knowledge that wherever there is a creation, wherever there is a universe, I can't even call it creation, wherever there is a universe, it is connected to Ishvara. I must have the prior knowledge. If I had seen another universe connected to Ishvara, then when I see this universe, I can make an inference that just as that universe which I had seen before, just as that universe is connected to Ishvara, and similarly this universe also must be, I don't see Ishvara, but it must be connected to Ishvara, must be well born of Ishvara, etc. I can make an Anumana which would be valid. Now, I don't have a Vyapti Jnanam, I don't have the knowledge of that invariable connection because I know only one universe. And you can't even say there is another universe. That is also a problem because the other is not there. whatever you see comes under universe. And now, how can I conclude that this universe must be having Ishvara behind? I use any amount of logic. You can't infer the source. There may be source, but it is not an object of inference. For inference, what do we require? Vyapti jnanam. Does man have vyapti jnanam? Jiva cannot have vyapti jnanam. There can't be such a thing called vyapti jnanam. I can have vyapti jnanam about, I can have the knowledge of the invariable connection between individual things and individual things, individual causes and individual effects, like fire and smoke. But I don't have vyapti jnanam about the invariable connection between the universe and Ishvara. Then how do you make an anumana? And every anumana about Jagat Karanam would be faulty, understand? Not one anumana will be right and another anumana will be wrong. Anumana in its entirety would be wrong about Jagat Karanam. Meaning we can't use anumana and arrive at the Jagat Karanam. What could be the source of the universe can never be arrived at through anumana, logic. Not possible. Why? Why anumana is not possible? Because there is no vyapti jnana. And without vyapti jnanam, anumana has no meaning. Without data, inference is impossible. Knowledge of data. That is one of the data, that's invariable connection. Therefore, any school that spins a theory about Jagat Karanam, independent of Vedanta, without looking into Vedanta, any school that spins a theory about Jagat Karanam is wrong, because Jagat Karanam cannot be a matter of anumana, and therefore it cannot also be a matter of lesser things like arthapatti, assumption, presumption, belief. No question. Jagat Karanam is not an object of my sense perception anyway. If Jagat Karanam is not an object of my sense perception, then it cannot be an object of sense perception based inference, arthapatti, anupalabdhi, upman, all this. Therefore, any school, any belief, any imagination, any assumption, any talk about God would be, you can safely understand that it's not right, it's wrong. That's not the actual, that is not the actuality about God. Therefore, Bhagavan cannot be, Ishvara cannot be Anumana Vishayam. When we say this, then the Purvapakshi says, hey, in Brahma Sutras also you are following Anumana. Ishvara cannot be Anumana Vishayam. You are also here in Brahma Sutras also you are following Anumana. The Purvapakshi is asking the question. Nanu ihapi tadeva upanyastam janmadi sutre. Even in Janma, in this particular sutra, you are arriving at Ishvara only through Anumana. How? You are yourself saying, इतनी बढ़िया जगत जो है, इतनी बढ़िया ईश्वर के बिना नहीं हो सकता, इसलिए ईश्वर होना चाहिए. What is it? Anumana. You are trying to do Anumana. You may call it Anumana, it is a faulty Anumana. Nanu ihapi tadeva upanyastam. Upanyastam, asdhatu. Ni astam, nyastam. Upa ni astam, upanyastam. Tadeva vahi. Tadeva upanyastam means Tadeva anumanam upanyastam. Tadeva anumanam upanyastam. Upanyastam means what? Is taught, is followed. Nishtha of us is astam. Ni plus astam, nyastam. Upa plus nyastam, upanyastam. Upanyastam means upanyas kiya gaya hai. Even in this sutra, आपका उपन्यास जब मैं सुन रहा हूं, आपका उपन्यास क्या है? वही अनुमान है. But now onwards there is a, you have to give your attention. Bhashyakara says no. Brahma Sutras are not a book of analysis through Anumana. Neither Brahma Sutras are a book of logic, as many people think. Vedanta appeals to your heart. Brahma Sutras appeal to your mind. Why? Brahma Sutras are all logical. Brahma Sutras have nothing to do with your Anumana. Na, Bhashyakara says no. What is no? We are not inferring Ishvaratmas. Nor the Brahma Sutras are using the Anumana to infer Ishvara. We are not doing inference. Now, and what is the job of the Brahma Sutras? The job of the Brahma Sutras is not to substantiate what Vedanta says through Anumana. It is not trying to just infer Ishvara through Anumana. It is not indulging in Anumana. Then what are these Brahma Sutras doing? And that he says, Vedanta Vakya Kusuma Grathanartatvat Sutranam. These sutras are meant to string together the flowers of Vedanta Vakyas. These are sutras. They are meant to string together Vedanta Vakya, the statements of Vedanta. Kusuma are like flowers, the flowers of the Vedanta Vakyas. Grathana means stringing together. Grathanartatva meant for stringing together the flowers. What do you mean by that? Stringing together, sutrana. These sutras are meant to string together Vedanta Vakyas. A way of putting it means sutras are meant to show the manvaya of all Vedanta Vakyas. There is no difference of opinion. The Vakyas that look to be scattered here and there, they are all brought together, not geographically. Aisa nahi. Each Vakya seems to go in its own different direction, but it's not that these Vakyas are pulling in different directions. They are all really conveying the same thing. They have one vision. That one vision alone all the Vakyas have. One Tatparyam alone all the Vedanta Vakyas have. That just to show how all the Vedanta Vakyas have one Tatparyam is the purpose of Brahma Sutra. Brahma Sutras are meant to show how there is no difference of opinion among Vakyas. and they have one Tatparyam. And that Tatparyam is, and the Tatparyam of Vedanta is to show that you are, the very subject is the source of the universe. And subject is not a matter of Anumana. The subject is Anubhava. Subject is Anubhava. What is within Anubhava is pointed out as Jagat Karanam. Not you are inferring some other Jagat Karanam. Whatever I infer has to be other than me, is it not? I can't be my own inference. The inferer's existence cannot be a matter of inference for the inferer. The existence of the inferer's existence cannot be a matter of inference for the inferer. The inferer's existence cannot be the matter of inference for inferer. Therefore, anything that looks a matter of inference has to be other than the inferer. But the very person, the subject, has to be Anubhavam. It is Anubhava Rupam, not Anuma. So Vedanta only uses the words to point out the Anubhava Siddha Atma, the Aparoksham, as the Jagat Karanam, not something else. Shabda makes him look at his own self, his own Aparoksham, his own Anubhavas. And what is the job of the sutras? Sutras are meant to convey the uniformity of the vision, consensus of the Vedanta Vakyas, and these Vedanta Vakyas culminate in conveying. That is called Tatparyam. It is not merely consensus. Samanvaya cannot be translated as consensus. I have already told you before, 10 mad people sit together, they have consensus. Consensus. 10 mad people together, and then they all arrive at a consensus. And what is the consensus? Anybody who looks unlike us should be killed. Valid. Consensus need not be right. Here, Tatparya means these Vakyas have nothing else to convey beyond conveying that the Atma is the unlimited. It is not meant to make you do any karma, because they culminate in conveying. Vedanta Vakyas culminate in conveying Atma as Brahma. They are not meant to conveying any do's or don'ts thereafter. That would be a distraction. They don't, like the eyes had the Tatparyam. What is their Tatparyam? Conveying the form. They don't fall short of it. They don't get distracted from it. They don't go beyond it. They culminate, the sight culminates, the eyes culminates in conveying the object. That's all. The Brahma Sutras are meant to show that all the Vedanta Vakyas have consensus, and they culminate in conveying the Anubhava Siddha Atma as the truth of the Jagat, the truth of the three states. Now, is it Anumana? It's not Anumana. How the aparoksham is the Jagat Karanam, that is conveyed with the help of the Anubhavas, not with the help of Anumana. Therefore, Brahma Sutras are not a book of just logic or anything. That is why Vedanta Vakya Kusuma Grathanartatvat Sutranam. Sutras are meant to bring together the flowers of Vedanta Vakyas, meaning just to show their Tatparya. Vedanta Vakyanihi, the Vedanta Vakyas, Sutraihi, सूत्रों के द्वारा, able to follow? सूत्रों के द्वारा उदाकृत्य, उदाकृत्य means having been cited. Khri dhatu tva and lya udakritya. Ut akritya becomes what? Udakritya means having cited. So, Sutraihi, by the sutras, the Vedanta Vakyas are cited by the sutras. Having been cited by the sutras, Vedanta Vakyas being cited by way of being cited by the sutras, Udakritya, Vicharyante, are analyzed. Vicharyante means what? Are analyzed. So what do we do in Brahma Sutras? Every sutra keeps in view a given Vakya and analyzes it. The Vakyas are cited by the sutras and analyzed. Sutras analyze the Vakyas to show their Tatparya, topic. Now what is the job of sutras? Mimamsa or Anumana? It is Vakya Mimamsa, not Anumana. When you take the Sankhya, what is it doing? It is doing Anumana. It is speculating. Nyaya, Anumana, indulging in Anumana. The various schools indulge in Anumana. Here when we say Brahma Sutras, they are not indulging in Anumana, they are only doing a Mimamsa of Vedanta Vakyas. Nor Vedanta Vakyas are Anumana. Vedanta Vakyas are Shabda Pramanam, not Anumana Pramanam. Vedanta Vakyas are Shabda Pramanam. Just as there is a Pratyaksha Pramana, there is Anumana Pramana, in the same manner there is something called Shabda Pramana. Shabda Pramana, the subject matter of Shabda Pramana should be evident, but it should not be available for other Pramanas. It should not be an object of perception. It should not be an object of inference. And at the same time it should be evident. And that can only be the aparoksham. Therefore that aparoksham is being talked about by the Vedanta Vakyas. Therefore Vedanta Vakyas also cannot be concluded as Anumana Vakyas. It's not Anumana. So Vedanta Vakyas are Shabda Pramanam and Sutras are Shabda Pramana Mimamsa. They are all Pramana Vakyas and Sutras are doing analysis of Pramana Vakyas. There is no Anumana Upanyasa here. Anumana is not the heart and soul of these things. Then please see. Vedanta Vakyani Sutraihi Udakritya Vicharyante वाक्यार्थ विचारणा अध्यवसान निर्वृत्ता ही ब्रह्मावगति ही. Now, आराम से समझना. वाक्यार्थ, the vision of वाक्य, वाक्य का अर्थ, वाक्यार्थ विचारणा. विचारणा means vichara, inquiry into the topic of vakya, probing into the topic of the vakya, vicharana, adhyavasana, and determining, correctly determining the vision of the vakya. So, vakyartha vicharana adhyavasana nirvritta, resulting from it. Accomplished by, resulting from the determination of, resulting from the determining of the vision of the vakya by way of vichara about the artha of the vakya. Every vakya has a topic. The vakyas have a topic. And the vichara about the topic. And adhyavasana about the topic. Adhyavasana means what? Determining. This is only this, nothing else. It's too evident to be mistaken. That adhyavasana, nirvritta, resulting from that adhyavasana, he brahmavagatihi. That imajnanam is in the form of understanding the topic of the vakya. Brahmavagatihi is in the form of understanding the vakya. Vakya jnana means brahma jnana. Vakya artha jnana. Vakya artha jnana means brahma jnana, because the artha of the vakya is, the artha of the vakya is Brahman. Therefore, vakyartha vicharana adhyavasana nirvritta hi brahmavagati. Na anumanadi pramanantari nirvritta. It doesn't result from the other pramanas by anumana. Na, but not. Anumanadi. Anumanadi means anumana, etc. Pramanantara, other pramana, nirvritta. Doesn't result from nirvritta. Vrit dhatu. And nishtha of vrit is vartate. Atmanepala. Nishtha is vritta. Vritta is the nishtha. And nir upasarga. Nirvritta means being accomplished or resulting from. Brahma avagatihi is what? Strilinga. Therefore, what is Brahma avagatihi? Avagatihi is Strilinga. Avagatihi is Strilinga. So, Brahma avagatihi is Strilinga. Therefore, how do you put it? Nirvritta Brahmavagatihi. And that Brahmavagatihi is not na anumanantara pramana nirvritta. Brahmavagatihi vakya vicharana adhyavasana nirvritta. Natu anumanantara pramana nirvritta. Why? Strilinga. What is Strilingam? Avagatihi. Avagatihi is what? Strilinga Shabda, Brahmavagatihi. So, what is the sense now? Brahmajnanam is the result of understanding the topic of the vakyas, and that topic is not another vakya. That topic is the very person who is hearing the vakya. The topic of the vakya, I have told you, the topic of a word is not another word. The topic of a vakya is not another vakya. The topic of the vakya is the one who hears the vakya. The very shrota, the very subject, the very students. Therefore, Brahmavagatihi is in the form of, even though he says Brahmavagatihi is the result of the understanding of the vakya, it means Brahmavagati, understanding Brahman is synonymous with understanding the topic of the Vakya. Which topic of the topic of, and the topic of that Vakya is not another Vakya, the topic of the Vakya is the Vastu. Therefore, there is only understanding what is said by the Vakyas, no inferring, no speculating, no postulating, no Anumana. Therefore, in Vedanta, there are Vakyas referring to you as the truth, experience, referring to Anubhava. We take the help of the Anubhavas to explain away the universe. We don't take the help of Anumana. Vakyas take the help of Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti to explain away the Jagat Karanam. They don't take help of any Anumana, means Pratyaksha based Anumana. What did the Purvapakshi, what is the objection that Purvapakshi raised? यहाँ पर आप भी तो यही काम कर रहे हैं. All the other schools are doing this and you are also doing Anumana. Bhashikara said, no. We are not doing Anumana. Vedanta Vakya Kusuma Grathanarthatvat Sutranam. And Vedanta Vakyani Sutraihi Udakritya Vicharyante. And Vakyartha Vicharana Adhyavasana Nirvrittahi, because the result of Vakya Vichara is in the form of Brahmajnanam. Brahmajnanam is the result of Vakya Vichara. Brahmajnanam cannot be the result of Anumana indulgence. Clear? Okay, you can put a mark here. Now, this is Bhashyam we are doing. Okay? Now, if the students don't have infinite patience, can one go through all these? Can one go through all this? I mean, can one go through line by line? Is it possible? They say, हमको, I mean, just to pick up people and then start talking about अनुमान नहीं है, तो शब्द प्रमाण है, वाक्य है, वो होगा. So you have to understand certain secrets. To see Shastram, one has to have infinite patience. Born now. Absolute clarity about its absolute need. Patience must stem from the appreciation of its value. The value of Vedanta. The value of freedom is absolute. I want freedom. And it's not, no compromise. If freedom is valuable, then knowledge of the self is valuable. Therefore, the Adhyanam also is valuable. And that should be the source of patience. Patience is not will born. It should not be will born. Patience should be born of from the appreciation of its value for us, its value for Jiva, not only for me, its value for, and it's not just a value for which another alternative is there. It is a value for which there is no alternative. With that patience one has to Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purna Purnavachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hare Vedanta Vakya Kusuma Grathanarthatvat Sutranam. Na badhiya Vakya. And to string together the flowers. Hari Om. To use the sutra to string the flowers together. So he uses the same word. This is a sutra. This particular sutra, Brahma Sutra, is meant to, it is a string meant to string it together the flowers of Vedanta. That string, the other string, that is meant to bring together flowers and make it into a beautiful garland. Similarly, but here, this sutra, Brahma Sutra, is meant to string together the flowers of Vedanta Vakyas to make it a beautiful garland. They are not scattered away here. Mimamsa and Anumana Mimamsa. This is what they think. Oh, it is for the Brahma Sutras are more highly intellectual. See? Vedanta फिर भी थोड़ा नीचे है, लेकिन ब्रह्म सूत्र very high, very highly intellectual. The advanced students. What is advanced student? जैसे यतः इसका तो अर्थ तो when you begin Vedanta, Brahma Sutra, the vision of Vedanta means as unfolded, as conveyed also through Brahma Sutras. When you begin Vedanta Vakya, the whole Shastra has to, the entire Shastram has to, the entire vision has to begin. There is no advancement or anything. Vedanta में कोई elementary and advanced नहीं है. Please understand. There is no such a thing. Topic from beginning to end. Because Pramana में कोई नहीं. Ishavasya is for the elementary Upanishad, and then afterwards Brihadaranyaka is for the advanced students, Kathopanishad is for the nursery students. So each one is a Pramana. There is no elementary and advanced, really speaking. One may use say, oh, we are all beginners, vagera, vagera, one may say. That is okay, we are beginners means we are beginners, meaning we have just begun Vedanta classes. That's nahi hai, it doesn't mean nothing. But don't say, I am only doing elementary classes. No. I have begun Vedanta. Because right from the first thing, when you tell the student what is the problem, then the whole Shastra comes. The whole Shastra comes. The problem is Adhyasa. Now is it elementary? Sadhya sadhana bhavana, vairagya hona chahiye, you have to have vairagya. Is it elementary? It is all. People don't understand what is Shabda Pramana. How Shabda can be a Pramanam? वो clear नहीं होने से, then it now becomes a problem. हाँ जी.
किसी भी ओर से देखेंगे तो उतना ही होगा. अगर बड़े हैं तो दूसरी तरफ से आ रहा है तो उसको भी उतना ही चेक कर रहा है तो वही.
हाँ और क्या? सबके लिए एक ही है. I would give another example. When a child uses the eyes, that's complete Pramana. When a young man uses the eyes, the same Pramana. An old man uses the eyes, the same Pramana. उसमें कोई elementary sight तो नहीं. Elementary sight and middle-aged sight, etc. Pramana में कोई elementariness. It's one indivisible Pramana. It's one vision that the Drashta is Brahman. And when you begin to hear, see, you may be a beginner. That's all right. As a jiva, you are a beginner. But the lessons are given are not. They are not elementary or anything. Elementariness is the quality of the student. Elementariness is not the quality of topic, any lesson. I am an elementary student. Not that I am doing elementary lessons. Student can be elementary means he just begun in that sense. Otherwise they will think Upanishad is, Gita is elementary. In fact, Gita is, without going through Vedanta and Brahma Sutras, you can't understand Bhagavad Gita, because Smriti cannot be understood without Shruti, Shabda Pramana. Shabda Pramana means the Shruti is the Vedanta, and its vision, as written by somebody, is called Smriti, and without understanding Shruti, you can't Smriti. Therefore, you can't say Gita is easy and all that. We mean is upayas. Gita is easy when we say so. Without going much into the topic, you talk karma yoga, values, etc. They are called upayas. Upayas do not come under elementariness of the topic. Upayas are preparatory for the topic. What is preparatory for the topic is not an elementary section of the topic. Topic from beginning to end is the same. Whereas, when we talk about karma yoga, etc., it is not elementary part of Vedanta. It is a preparatory step for Vedanta. Values are a preparatory step for Vedanta. It is a upaya. Therefore, when you are talking only upayas to the students, then they say this part of it is very easy. As long as you don't touch the topic, you are talking only about upayas, they think that is the elementary part of the topic. But actually that is not the topic. No. Therefore, you can't say any book as elementary Vedantic book, including even Bhaji Govinda. Vedanta, plus. What is Bhaji Govinda? Vedanta. What is Bhagavad Gita? Vedanta. What is Vedanta? Vedanta. What is Brahma Sutras? Vedanta. There is a topic called Brahma Vidya. It is Brahma Vidya. As we are all beginners, please tell us something easy. Then you should always say something easy. What is that easy? Talk about attitudes, values, asanas, dharma, and so on. It's good. Every step, upaya, upas. But Vedant में कोई difference नहीं है, उसमें कोई element है. Clarity is very important. Topic में कोई gradation नहीं है. Beginners therefore tell us something easy. So what will you tell? कर्मयोग के बारे में बात करो. Talk about values. Tell them nice things, compassion. To be helpful, not to hurt others, not to nag others, not to pester others, not to just live and let live. The principles of live and let live, you can teach them. Then they will say, about the child, not lose 2 days. Otherwise, they will lose 2 days. Sometimes, if a very bright person comes and you keep only talking upaya, then also you will lose 2 days. So then you have to go into the topic. Any question?
When we make a statement,
While I slept?
and it's like this, and when I wake up, I'm saying this.
No. While I slept, insect bit me, meaning here, while I slept, there was no insect bite. That is the correction. While I am in sleep, I was not bitten by insect. Therefore, as an individual, when I wake up as an individual, then I say, I bring the deep sleep state into the waking state, and then I say I must have been bitten by the insect when I slept. This whole thing is adhyasa. The correction has to be, in sleep there was no body, there was no insect, nor being bitten. And night in the sleep, where there was no body, where there was no insect, where there was no biting, right there I am perceiving a state of embodiment. In the embodiment free, there is adhyasa, I am seeing the embodiment. In the insect free state, I am seeing the insect. In the biting free state, I am seeing the biting. Therefore, this whole thing, including the statement that when I slept it met me, is indeed adhyastha, whose material is the Advaitam. The material for the body, for the insect, for the waking state. The material for the waking state is indeed the waking state free, Advitiyam. Therefore, the correction is tracing what you see as the waking state, not outside the Sushupti, but inside. Correction is only this. What I am seeing as the waking state is not outside Sushupti. What I am seeing as the waking state is inside Sushupti, and Sushupti means Advitiya Atma. Therefore, I am seeing this within myself. So, between the two, there is no division. Between the seer and the seen, there is no division. That is Ananyatvam. That is correction. Jagrat being traced to Sushupti. Correction, the division is confusion and non-division between the Jagrat and Sushupti. The non-division of the Jagrat with Sushupti is nothing but the non-division of the creation with the self. The non-division of the Jagrat with Sushupti, quote unquote, is synonymous with the non-division of the Drishyam with Drashta. Action is only Ananyatvam. So, when a person wakes up, he divides the waking state from the deep sleep state. He cannot think of the deep sleep state that the waking is taking place in Sushupti. He is thinking the waking place state is replacing Sushupti. That's replacing its own absence. Waking state is replacing its own absence. It is neither replacing its absence, because when it is absent, there is no absence of it, there is only presence of the aparoksham. Therefore, Jagrati is taking place not in its absence. Jagrati is not replacing its absence, nor is it replacing the Atma, but it is taking place in Atma, Advitiya Atma. Therefore, Jagrat and Sushupti, they are not two. Jagrat is taking place in Sushupti, Advitiya Atma. That is correction. That is the vichara, the line of thinking. You can think on it. There is no other way of correction is only tracing what looks the other. Because a person wakes up and he says, Sushupti is gone and Jagrat has begun. Hey, that is Mahamaya. Mahamaya. In fact, Jagrat is taking place where it was not seen. It is taking place in the very experiencer of its absence. When you say thought takes place in its absence, does the thought take place in its absence, or does the thought take place in the thought-free thinker? Thought takes place in the thought-free thinker. In the hitherto thought-free thinker, thought takes place. Not thought takes place just in its absence. In the same manner, Jagrata does not take place in its absence. It doesn't replace its absence. It takes place in the Atma, which is Jagrat free. In the Jagrat free, Atma takes place. Jagrat. Therefore, Sushupti and Jagrat, they are not two states. That way. Similarly, Swapna and Sushupti, there is no difference. Jagrat and Sushupti, there is no difference. That means Jagrat and Atma and Swapna and Atma, there is no division. That is Advitiyam. And that is the Anubhava that is being taken help of by the Shruti. The Shruti is conveying the whole truth with the help of the Anubhavas. Then alone it is Shabda Pramana. Otherwise it would also become Anumana.
ओम नारायण